Hey guys, what's up? It's Charlie here, and today we're going to be looking at you can buy this home for $1. But what's the catch? One of the biggest achievements in many people's lives is buying their very own home. It's one of many people's goals to achieve in their dreams, but it's also incredibly hard to do and requires a lot of time and money. Or does it? Find out in this video. But first, why not subscribe and press the notification bell too? So nowadays, $1 can't even buy you a soda in most places. So if I said you could buy a house for $1, you probably wouldn't believe me. Well, what if I told you that in Detroit, USA, you can buy homes for $1? And I'm not talking about a tiny apartment, I mean a 3-bedroom home. But you may be asking, what's the catch? Well, unfortunately, there is one. Scratch that, there's a lot of catches. There's a few reasons why these homes sell for $1. The first issue is the neighborhood. The neighborhoods these houses are located in are very dangerous and run down. Many of the houses actually have scary things written on them. This is to keep away thieves and homeless people. Not only is there a lot of crime in these areas, there's also absolutely no jobs. If you are hoping to move your family into one of these $1 homes, then think again. There will be no jobs for you and also no schools for your kids. Detroit, Michigan used to be called Motor City when it was booming in the motor industry. But nowadays in many parts of Detroit, that is not the case. All of the jobs have disappeared and that's brought crime to the area. But you still may think that $1 homes are a pretty good steal. But when I tell you some more shocking truths about the $1 homes in Detroit in this video, you won't be so happy. But let's actually look at some of these $1 homes in more detail. This 3-story home built in 1915 in Detroit is being sold for $1. You may assume that it won't be on the market for too long before somebody snaps it up. But despite it costing less than a Happy Meal, this home has been on the market for more than 519 days. This home built in 1917 has been on the market for many days as well and is only listed for $1. This very cozy 3-bedroom 1-bath home on Maryland Street is also sold for $1 and has a lot of backyard space. This house with boarded up windows is also being sold for $1. And this brick bungalow built in 1926, featuring 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a 2-car garage round back, and a basement is listed for $1. You can see there is some fire damage, but apart from that, it looks fine from the outside. This 3-bedroom, 2-bath Mulberry Hill house is also sold for $1. And another very cheap house, which appears to be a steal, is this one. This house was built with brick in 1929 and comes with 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and a basement. This house, complete with large windows and a porch, is being sold for just $55. But one of the massive downsides to buying these homes is when you do buy them, you're responsible for paying the past due water bills and taxes. Most of the time, the residents had to foreclose their homes. This means they couldn't pay their taxes or their water bills, so all of those debts get stuck to you. Not only that, the taxes for these homes will actually be pretty high. You may think you won't pay much taxes for a $1 home, but because these homes are actually valued at $60,000, you have to pay tax for a $60,000 home. There are various reasons why these are only being sold for $1 when they have a value of $60,000. As I said, oftentimes the previous owners of these homes have gone broke. They won't be able to pay back their water bills, electricity bills, or their taxes, so they shift the burden onto you for $1. This is the same when the state takes over and owns the house. They want to sell the house to you for $1 as quick as possible so they can get taxes from you. Another huge downside to these homes is while they do look okay from the outside, inside they look awful. They've often been gutted by people. That is why there's so many signs threatening scrappers outside these homes. People break in and steal things of value like the furnaces, water tanks, and things made of metal. They then sell these for scrap metal, leaving the house totally destroyed and gutted. You don't buy these homes with a real estate agent, so you don't get to look inside before you buy them. So while it may look okay outside, it's definitely not inside. Also, some of these houses are even built as fixer-uppers. Usually fixer-uppers are houses which are a little run down but can be amazing if you work on them. But look at this $1 home which said there was some fire damage. However, I think this is more than a bit of fire damage. Pretty much what you're buying is a charred piece of lumber. And yes guys, despite this being a charred piece of rubbish, you still have to pay a lot of tax for it. It's hard to believe anyone's even trying to sell this. Another reason houses taken over by the state are sold for $1 is to drive investors. The government would love it if an investor bought these houses for $1 and then made a large apartment complex. But the only downside is nobody wants to live in this area, so no investors want to invest. That is why these $1 homes stay on the market for years and years. Now you may be thinking, why doesn't some billionaire just come here, buy all of the homes and then turn it into his very own town? Well, the reason is quite simple. No one poor wants to live here, let alone somebody rich. Sadly, the area is just so bad that nobody wants to live here even for $1. Some of the power companies and plumbing companies won't even come here to service the house. So if you buy one of these houses, some of them won't be able to get power, plumbing, or heating. When you total up all the costs of fixing up these homes, it's actually cheaper just to buy one. If you buy one of these $1 homes, you're pretty much going to have to flatten the home with a bulldozer and then build it all over again. So really all you're doing is paying $1 for a terrible piece of land. Also, some of these homes are sold in bulk. We're used to buying things like toilet paper in bulk, but in this area you can actually buy houses in bulk. For example, if you buy one $1 home, you may also buy 4 more linked to it. And these homes aren't necessarily all next to each other, they could be all around the area. This is incredibly inconvenient and you have to deal with the tax burden of all these 4 homes. In Detroit, nearly $300 million in taxes go unpaid every year. And in case you're wondering, it doesn't look like anyone's going to be moving into these houses anytime soon. The housing market in Detroit has dropped by 25% in the past year, while in most other areas the housing market has been improving since the 2008 crash. Some area real estate agents who specialize in what they call distressed real estate get many calls. However, pretty much all of these calls are from outside of the area. They're from people who've never set foot into the neighborhoods and see them as investment purchases. But once they learn a little bit more about the houses, they often are put off. When you hear about a $1 home, you likely want to pack up, move to the area, and buy 100 houses. But sadly, it's not all that simple, and there's many catches to buying these $1 homes. Don't get me wrong, for $1 you could be a homeowner, but that's not to say it doesn't come with a lot of headache. And it would be much better just saving up and buying a regular nice house. So any broke college students who thought they just hit the jackpot hearing about these $1 homes, sorry to disappoint. But at least now you guys know about these $1 homes and you will never get tricked. Be sure to pass this video on to your friends and family so they don't get scammed by these $1 Detroit homes either. If you're up for the challenge of actually buying one of these, it could potentially be a good investment long term. But right now, I personally don't think these $1 homes are worth it, even though they're only $1. Check out the poll in the top right corner to vote for if you would ever want to live in one of these $1 homes. Personally, for me, it's a big fat no. If you guys want more amazing videos, check out my second channel. There'll be a link to that on screen in a moment. But as always, thanks for watching. Check out some videos on screen right now. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to Top 10s.